U.S. stocks pairing initial losses sparked by Trump's pledge for additional tariffs. There you're taking a look at a mixed equation as of right now for the Dow, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ. However, the announcement sparking volatility in currencies and sectors poised to be impacted by tariffs. Hey, look no further than retailers and the auto industry. There you're taking a look at the U.S. automakers. Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis are all down as of right now here. And then additionally, some of the retailers no doubt acknowledging what type of impact that this will have on their business too, given some of where the imports and products come in from.
Yeah, the big question is it's unknown of how much of this is going to be a negotiating tactic versus how much of this is going to come into fruition. And I think that's what the market is debating out this morning. This is significant just given the fact of how much we do import from these countries. And we have a graphic if we could pull that up. Mexico importing goods that we import from Mexico, just around 378 billion. When you compare that to, this is actually the 2023 number, so a bit different. I was just doing those year-to-date numbers. So 2023, we imported 476 billion from Mexico, 427 billion from China, 421 billion from Canada. So far this year, Mexico, we've imported the largest, followed by China and followed by Canada. So very similar to what we saw last year back in 2023. The last time Trump did wage a trade war, trade tiff, if you want to call it that, the markets were clearly on edge. We saw currencies take a hit. That was back in 2018 into December of 2019. We certainly saw those ripple effects play out within the market. So again, it's very unknown as to whether or not this is actually going to be implemented, whether or not it's more of a negotiating tactic. But you can see the markets once again on edge, and you can see that reflected in the early moves here this morning before the bell.
Yeah, absolutely. And starting to come up a little bit more in some of the earnings calls as well. As we've continued to hear from the retailers over this portion of the earnings season, this subsegment of the earnings season, that has come up either on earnings calls, both proactively and reactively in some of the questions that we've heard from analysts on those calls with regard to how they are trying to pull forward inventory in some measures to make sure that they're able to at least outlast or make sure that they have enough as of right now in the face of whatever tariff implementation might take place early next year.